The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness. The time is now. The time is now. Good evening. How's everybody doing on this wonderful, nice Tuesday evening? Good to see everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's see who we got in here. Teresa, good to see you. Good evening. Appreciate that. Everyone hit the thumbs up. Thank you very much, Teresa. I hope you're having a great day. Oki Khan, good to see you as well. Penny Willis, welcome in. Hope you had a great day today. Joe, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day as well. Love and life. Family, hello. Hope you guys are doing well and everything is good in your part of the state, in New Yorkistan. Paper Buttons 19, welcome in. Good to see you. My man, the Virginia Bushcrafter, good to see you. Good to see you. Deborah Garrett, come on in, get settled down, scooch over, tell somebody to move out the way while you grab a seat. Hope you had a great day today too, Deborah, as well. Juan Perez, welcome in, my brother, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Whiteside Tactical Solutions, good evening to you. Hope you guys had a great day today. Hope you didn't work too hard, but I hope you were grinding and getting it in. The Winning Walk with Christina, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Impress, Jennifer SWC, good evening, welcome in. You sent me an email. I will check that out and read that tonight, and I will respond to you. Ghost Lincoln, my man, one of my amazing moderators, good evening to you as well, my brother. Hope you had a good day. Hope your day is going well. Laura's Garden, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Hope you had a good day. TX Lala says, what's going on? Listening from the bushes. That's all right. Good to see you. Hope you had a great day today as well. Regional Sky Girl, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great day as well. And hope you're home. There you go. Me, she says. Way to go. My man, Old Mutt, OG of these YouTube streets and the preparedness community. Hope you had a great day today, my friend. Hope everything's going well with you. Captain Beardo, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Dusty Country Road, hello, howdy. How are you, Dusty? Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Prepping with the Pugs. Welcome in, welcome in. And everybody else that is here that I have not seen or greeted, thank you for stopping by. Today's Tuesday. Folks, we got an amazing live for tonight. One of my great friends, my brother, my family. Living off grid isn't for the faint at heart. My man, Afrikan Dreamin, who is putting it down on a day-to-day basis, living off grid, and y'all just don't know. and we're going to get into and talk tonight. So I want to bring up my guest here, fellas, my brother, my friend, this amazing man that I am privileged to call family. Welcome in, Afrikan Dreamin. How you doing, bruh?
Man, how you doing, brother? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for showing up and agreeing. And it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Always.
Before we get started, bruh, tell all the folks in the chat that may not know you, tell them a little bit about yourself and what y'all doing in these YouTube streets as well.
Okay, well, thank you for the opportunity, brother. Let me turn my volume down. Um, so I am Jay of African Dreamin, along with my lovely, beautiful, adorable, kind, patient, considerate wife, who I hope is listening. I
Yeah.
hope she's listening. Yeah. uh, we are African Dreamin, and we are uh, a Texan couple, born and raised, lived a place of three, and now we find ourselves over here in East Africa. So from East Texas to East Africa, with a few stops in between, and that's basically what our channel is about. We cover uh, uh, a range of topics, a range of conversations, everything from off grid to prepping a little bit to survival a little bit to you name it. And I'm very fortunate to have VP give me a chance to share in this conversation. I've been looking forward to this, and I'm ready to get it in. Now it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning over here. It's about a little after 1:30 a.m. So y'all gotta forgive me. I'm an old man, so be patient with me.
Afrikan Dreamin is probably the third oldest person on YouTube, behind moi and a friend of ours, J3GS Farm, who's probably the oldest because that's my guy, and he is a day or two older than I. So, folks, one thing I did, I put in the question box up in the chat. So, if you have your questions, please go up to the question box, which is up there in the corner. Drop your question in. We'll get to it. Another thing, folks, in the chat, if you could, all the content creators, you know how it rolls. If you're a content creator, type the word vision and it will drop a link to your channel. Folks, check these other amazing content creators out and go see a video. Leave a like, leave a comment, and if you like what they're doing, subscribe to their channel, folks. And because that's how we all grow. We all grow together, and that's how we do it. We all grow together. Nobody can grow on their own. And we only grow by helping out each other because we are an amazing community. Now, one thing I will do, I will drop a link to Afrikan Dreamin's channel. And if you have not checked Jay and his amazing wife, April, out, please do so, folks. Check out some of their content. And if you don't mind, if you like what they're doing, please, please, please subscribe to their channel because this brother puts it down. He talks about some topics that we all need to hear and talk about, but nobody wants to talk about them. And he does it.
As do you, sir. As
I
do you.
try, I do a 1 or a 3, but you bring the heat. And YouTube whips both our legs, but with that, that's okay. F. Peer, good evening, welcome in. Prepper Book Club, Magic, Random JL, good to see all y'all tonight. Y'all come on in here. If you ain't got room, tell somebody to scoot over so that you too can join in on this amazing chat this evening. So, living off grid isn't for the faint at heart. Now, I did a live a couple of weeks ago with Afrikan Dreamin and Eco Neighbor. And we talked about having a homestead, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So this would be a follow up to it. If y'all think, living off grid is all unicorn and rainbows, I'm sorry. It isn't, and it won't be, because we're gonna talk, we're gonna tell the truth. You know, a lot of YouTubers glamorize living off grid, which there's no problem with it. Living off grid is the ultimate being self-sustainable. So, but there are some issues you got to deal with too. So with that, let's dive into this, Jay, and give your overview of what you guys do on a daily basis, living off grid over in Africa.
Man, I think it's if it's what you want, it's definitely worth it, but it comes with a price. Uh, we've transitioned from one location to another location since we've been here, and we kind of downsized so we could get ourselves in a position to be out in a more permanent spot, out where our land and all of this stuff is, like permanently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the as some people can assume, the infrastructure here is different than what most people may be used to. So you have regular power outages, you have very regular water issues, um, and the ability to adapt and overcome to those circumstances. You literally have to be in, I don't want to say survival mode because that sounds a little bit more detrimental, but you have to be preparedness minded. You have to think about your drinking water situation. You have to think about if you have any animals, your feed supply for them. You have to look at what's going on in nature and the things that you can get from whatever source you're gonna acquire these things from, and start preparing yourself for sustainability. Because if not, I think the longest since we've been here without power, just off grid down, no power, was about 3.5 days. And if you don't have things set in place, 3.5 days, your phone's dead, your iPad's dead, your computer's dead, everything is done. So just to kind of set the conversation in motion, I'll stop right there. But yeah.
Yeah, F. Pierce said, listen, we're living in the real world. The commitment is worth the struggle. You're absolutely right, F. Pierce, without a doubt. Yeah. Folks, what they go through on a day to day basis, you heard, first of all, infrastructure. Fortunately, here in the United States, our infrastructure, and I'm using air quotes for those that are listening, is stable and manageable, but it's antiquated, it's vulnerable, and anything could happen. And but that's a whole nother live. But everybody can go
Right,
to,
right.
yeah, everybody can go to their faucet and turn it on and know that water's gonna come out. So with that, let's talk about, and we're gonna go piece by piece, utility, air quotes again, utility by utility. So, African Dreaming, give the folks a peek, just a pinch of water over there where you guys are, and how do you deal with that?
Um, Seriously, and with great detail and attention. So we have a recently we had about maybe a month and a half ago, a 1,000+ liter tank installed, which has been a lifesaver. It's been a game changer.
Awesome.
Um, Prior to that, the instability of the infrastructure with regards to water was is so commonplace that we've taken quite a few bucket baths, if you know what I mean, um,
Mhm.
in our time here. Things have improved over the duration because of things that we set in place to make our circumstance better. But since we sticking with water, one of the most disappointing things that you can go through and deal with is walking up to that faucet and it ain't none. And then the next day ain't none. And then day three ain't none. We really had to adapt and overcome to everything we were facing. And I don't think people realize just how much you wash your hands out the course of the day, because it's right there. It's the turn of a knob or the lifting of a handle, and there go your water. But
Yeah.
you know, cleanliness is next to godliness, and if you like to wash and keep yourself groomed and clean, don't take it for granted. Don't take
Mhm.
it for granted.
Exactly. And folks, taking water for granted is not a fault, but at the same time, we need to take it serious because we all know 3 days without drinking water, your body's going to start breaking down. And
Fact.
so, water is essential. Water is life. We can go, a week or so without eating, but water is vital to us human beings and animals, because we're made up of water and we need water. Um, but once you don't have it, I truly believe you will take it more seriously. And I'll tell you this right now, I don't want to be without it. I
Ever.
never had the opportunity to be without water, thank God. But we prep water as well as everybody should. Um, Cassandra's South Fulton Garden, welcome in. Good to see you. How you doing this evening? Um, Penny Willis says, I don't have running water, so I know the problem. We haul it in and have gotten really proficient at water conservation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I remember when you got that 1,000 liter water tank, that we all celebrated that. Um, that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
But
know, Vision, I'll say
go
this
ahead.
too. I'll say this too, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
The when you don't have, you'll be surprised how innovative you get with all you have to work with is all you have to work with. And if given a choice, um, if I were given maybe if you give me I won't go through that. I'll say this. I know the importance of water so profoundly that if I was limited to three things I could have stranded somewhere or anything,
Hmm.
give me some clean water. And you could take anything else away, but that's got to be one of the must-haves, because even if you going out here uh, chasing vermin or doing whatever you gonna do to survive, how you gonna wash and clean and prep that food? Like, I mean, like when you think really sit back and think about water, it's something that you usually, if you're not consuming it, you literally using it in other methods all throughout the course of the day. From the time you wake up in the morning. Speaking of that, uh, them toilets use water. That's your first use of water right there
Yeah, they
in the
do.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah. And folks, not only should we be prepping drinking water, we should also be prepping what I call other water for utilities like hygiene and sanitation and whatever else, especially if you have farm animals, if you have animals, pets, you got to take all of that into consideration when prepping water, because you gotta you gotta be hygienated. In other words, hygiene,
Hydrogenated. Yeah.
right? Hygiene is the way to go. Um, Growing What I Eat said, hello, Vision Preparedness, African Dreamin, and chat. Welcome in, Growing What I Eat, and everybody else that came in. Bayou Sugar Garden, good to see you. My man, Rip Curl Readiness, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Happy Mac, welcome in, welcome in. So, let's put this in perspective. What season of the year are you guys in right now?
The opposite of y'all. As y'all roll into fall and getting ready for winter time, over
Mm-hmm.
here we rolling out a rainy season, and you could consider we in like early like springish going into summer.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So now I'm assuming you guys don't have a time change, like lose an hour, gain an hour.
No, no.
Okay. So everything is always year round, sun up, sun down, so forth and so on.
Yep.
Happy Mac, my man. Grown What I Eats. Thank you so much for the super sticker, bruh. I appreciate it. Y'all know you will never hear me ask nor beg for money, but all money that is donated is tremendously appreciated and goes back into the channel, to the events, for the things, for the giveaways, everything we do for y'all, because we truly appreciate you being a subscriber to our channel, because you didn't have to. But I thank you for doing that. And Growing What I Eat, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
What Widow's Diary artist and poet, good evening. Good to see you. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, welcome in, Miss Susan. Hope you're having a great day today, and thank you for stopping by. Tanya S., welcome in, welcome in. So, African Dreaming, it ain't for the faint at heart. So let's just dive into it and get it down on the ground where the goats can get it and the chickens and everybody else. Talk about some of the issues, disasters, concerns that you guys have had to deal with while over there in Africa.
Oh man. Uh it's been a myriad of issues, but nothing we can't handle. It's been mostly good, but it comes with some issues. You could consider where we at, rural Africa. We not super far from town, but it's far enough. And uh, again, the adjusting to um, the infrastructure, the adjusting to the culture, the adjusting to the language barriers that can persist sometimes when you doing business like we do over here. All of these things can be setbacks that can be really discouraging, that can make you not want to keep going, you know. But um, it's been a benefit to it too, because everybody here is so adapt to dealing with most things that back home, you know, in the States, people don't have to deal with. They it's just a way of life, man. I mean, you can literally see like 5 and 6 year olds starting fires, and they literally like,
Yeah.
they controlling it. They got everything going on. They cooking. Most people over here, if they don't have a large shamba, which is a farm, they have uh a small garden at minimum, and a lot of things as far as food goes grow naturally, bananas, papaya, just food everywhere. So in that regard, it's a benefit, but
Mm-hmm.
it's been a lot of challenges, man. um
Yeah. So
yeah.
we got a question here from F. Peer. African Dreaming, what shortages did you face through autumn and winter?
uh Rain or lack thereof. Rainy season is really big over here. It is a big deal. Agriculturally, everybody pretty much positions they whole rest of their year around rainy season. That's when certain crops are planted. That's when water is stored in certain ways for for people, for animals. I mean, we're not just talking about potable water. We're talking about non-potable water as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ravines fill up. Uh, the grid is designed that some of the power stations use the flow of current to help power different regions and stuff. So, uh, since we've been here, I think last year was a pretty low rainy season, and that made things really difficult for a whole lot of folk. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think that was the roughest part of winter or spring, and it get cold here too, which is something people kind of don't understand. We're in the mountains of East Africa, so it get
Okay.
pretty nipply at night.
Right, right. So your boy Dan H. I was laughing when I read his question. Your boy Dan H. asked this question, and folks, y'all had to forgive this because this is a thing between African Dreamin and Dan H. Dan H. said, "African Dreamin, how many shekels do you owe Moses and Noah from the last time y'all played dominoes?"
So actually he owed me 35, Dan H. He owed me 35 because I won
Right.
that last game. So if y'all don't know, Dan H is a great guy. This is something that's gonna be forever back and forth between me and him. And
Yep.
I love having fun with good people. Shout out to you, Dan H, my brother.
And Rip Curl Readiness mentioned many Americans have lost the skills how to live and thrive the old ways. And you're absolutely right, Rip Curl. Um, I was thinking about that uh, last week, when I was having a conversation with my son and was, basically talking about when he comes back home. I said, well, I got some work for you to do. Don't care what the weather, as long as it ain't raining out, we got work to do. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to teach this generation more things other than TikTok, football, and whatever else them kids worry about. I'm trying to teach them how to be self-sufficient, self-sustainable, and be the man that God created him to be. But you're absolutely right, Rip Curl.
Yeah.
You We need to learn these ways. And I did a video, and if y'all haven't saw it, check it out. Video on a manual chainsaw. I got
Mm-hmm.
several trees, smaller trees that I want cut down. I'm putting him on the manual chainsaw. Let him get a workout. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but he gonna get a workout one or two or three times. Um, so what else, Jay, have you guys had to deal with living there that normally people in the States wouldn't have to worry about?
Uh, convenience, conveniences, man. Conveniences are different. I see. I think Oki Khan put they can't live without a microwave. Literally. Now, don't get it wrong. We do have access to one if we wanted to buy one. We just don't see the need for it. But uh, like we hadn't had a microwave in almost 2 years. The whole time we've been here. When it comes to just some of the luxuries and conveniences that we grow up with, that we so accustomed to over
Mm,
here, it takes work, man. It takes work. I rarely let this happen, but there's been a few times, my fault. We've ran out of propane. We ran out of propane, and that's over with for the cooking. You know what we had to do? We had to literally go outside and make a fire, and that's how we cooked that day or that night.
mm-hmm.
Um, Being able to just run to your local convenience store or just stop by this store or that store. You don't have the big chains, the big brands, the big markets. I've I've never seen a drive through, and I'm in one of the biggest regions, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
when we go to Dar es Salaam, I've seen a few places with drive throughs. No, like even that level of convenience is just it ain't a thing over here, man.
Right, right. Wow. Urban Garden Chronicles. Good to see you, sis. Welcome in. Welcome in. And I saw
Everybody.
somebody, right? Brittany's Life. Welcome in, Sister Marie's Kitchen. Good to see you. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Tell somebody to scoot over if they're in your way, but be polite and nice, and they'll do that. KP, good to see you, my man. How you doing? Hope you had a great day today. So, what's been your biggest challenge this year so far to date?
This year, power, bro. Power.
What
I
do you
had
mean
heard
power?
that
You just flick the switch and the light comes on.
that somebody called you, man, last week and was uh so let me go and get into this story, man. So
Yep, go ahead.
we have backup power that is a big deal to us. It's very important. It helps keep us going. There's been many lives where vision preparedness and some people in this chat have been watching. What's up, Mad Shad? What's going on, bro? Have been watching us, and y'all have seen the lights just go out. And then we say,
Mhm.
hold on a minute, we'll be right back. We hit the camera, and all you hear is a little bit of shuffling because we unplugging and plugging and redoing stuff over here. And then, boop, poof, we pop back, and we got lights, camera, and action. It takes a lot to get used to not having power for sometimes 8, 16 hours a day. Our old battery system, battery banks, we had an issue with an inverter. I didn't think it was the inverter, but I was like, something ain't right. We shouldn't be burning through batteries that should have 500 recharge cycles, and we may be 150 in and stuff like that. So I reached out to Vision Preparedness. We did a little bit of troubleshooting over about a day and a half, 2 days. I'm asking him questions. He researching, I'm researching. And we kind of got it fixed now. We got it going. But I don't want to say too much. I'll stop there and then continue on.
Right. And yes, see, folks, I mean, as we talk about having backups to the backups, you know, one is none, two is one. So those are the things we talk about and we prep, but they're living it on a daily, day-to-day basis.
Facts.
Yeah, and they have to have it to survive and do what they need to do over there as well. Don't nobody want to sit in the dark with no electric, no heat, no whatever. So it ain't fun. I mean, could we do it? Yes. But do we want to do it? No. When we have alternatives. So, those are some of the things that we need to think about. Um, we got a question from Mad Shad. How is the communication over there? Ham radio, CBs, so forth and so on.
You don't really see it a lot amongst the general populace. You don't see a lot of people. I mean, it's pretty much cell phones, and that's kind of it. You don't see a lot of people, depending on occupation. You don't see a lot of people generally just having like CB style radios or even old school radios. A lot of it is technology, like you know, cell phones and stuff like that. You don't see a lot of walkies. Now, I do have quite a few friends that are in the tour guide business. They're tourists. I mean, they're tour guides, and
Mm,
not even all of them, but sometimes you'll see guys with a radio or a CB style radio because you out in the middle of the Serengeti or stuff like that. But on a just regular basis, you really don't see those types of communication.
yeah, exactly. All right, and by the way, folks, here's my shameless plug because my boy here always tells me I don't never promote myself enough.
There
Guys,
you go.
we just picked up a new affiliate, Opus Solar Generators. all I'm going to say is you can go check out our website, visionpreparedness.org, go to products, go to Opus, and take a look at those generators, those solar generators. I'm getting ready to buy one and out of my own pocket, and there will be a video. And those of you that are coming to the Bug Out Weekend 2024 in the month of May will see it in person. Um, they're doing some things that nobody else is doing. So you need to go look at them. I don't get in grown folk business, but if you're in the market for a solar generator, I would definitely recommend Opus. I had a conversation with somebody about that brand and got a half an hour lesson and compared it to the one I was going to get. And I was like, wait, hold, stop the presses. So check them out, folks, especially if you need a solar generator. Everybody should have at least one. Donna Divine Prepping, good to see you. Hope you had a great day. Please drive safely. Please drive safely.
Hey, Don.
Hutch, welcome in, my man. Good to see you. How are you doing this evening, my brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Donna Divine, keep doing the things. Yes, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Donna, for the donation. You know as well as I do, all donations go back into the chat, y'all. It's much appreciated just for y'all. And everything goes into the channel and the events and gear and stuff and giveaways and all that good stuff. Penny, you're absolutely right. And shamelessly, I will say that's who I had a conversation with about them. And I got an education, or as my son used to say when he was about 3, edumacation. So I got edumacated on Opus, and they are the real deal. So if you guys get a chance, check them out. There may be a link in the description, maybe not, but you can always go to our website, visionpreparedness.org, and check them out. So let's talk about solar. So you guys from and you don't have to tell too much of your business because we don't know who's listening and don't want to for OPSEC reasons.
Right.
I'm assuming you have 2 systems, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I'll say 3, but go ahead. Bro.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I wanted to just leave it at that and call it a night. But solar's no joke, and literally, you guys depend on it on a daily basis. Am I right?
Very true. Very, very true. You're not wrong at all. We had a span of about 3 months where the grid was really, really strong, and for almost every day for about 90 days, we had power coming through the grid, and it was a shock because it was like, wow, power's still on. Like, okay, that's nice, but I just want to say 3 things real quick. I would recommend to anybody, if you got an opportunity and the resources now to get your hands on some solar while the getting is good, please do so. You might not need it right now. You might not be in a position where you dependent on it, but like again, Trent alluded to this earlier. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. I mean, I'm living proof that if it's better to have it and not need it right then versus not having it at all. That's one thing. The second thing, diversify your resources if you can. If you got, we use we charge from the grid when it's working. We charge from solar because the sun tend to work every day. It come up now. It might be a little overcast, but that's where you get into whether you need a monocrystalline or polycrystalline style. Um, uh, uh, yeah, help me, Trent. I'm having a brain fart.
What,
Uh,
solar panels?
Panels. Thank you, man. That
Yeah.
was hard for me. My goodness.
That's
Yeah.
because it's
So
late over there.
it is. It's late. It's about 2 a.m. But we gonna keep it. We gonna keep it going, baby. Uh,
Right.
yeah. So you can make those kind of adjustments, and then I would even have gas. I would have some a gas powered generator just to have to throw in the mix. Now that's
Yeah.
my last option because it's so loud, and uh, they have variations on how effective they are, the output. But for me, it's in rural Africa over where I'm at. When it's quiet, baby, it's really, really quiet. And like I
Mhm.
was telling Trent the other day, you could be half a kilometer away and hear our generator running because it's not the quietest in the world. You can get a Honda, you can get some of these other generators that may be a little bit more compacted and less noisy, but at the end of the day, solar is clean, solar is quiet,
Yeah.
and you don't always want everybody to know what you got at your house. So there's
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. Got a couple questions. Dan H is asking, freedom seeds and dispensers.
Over here, he asking about me over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh, sir, you better get ready for full on face to face uh hand to hand combat. Now you see you see the military and you see some law enforcement, but just average citizens. No, it can take anywhere from 6 to 8 years to go through the process of legally obtaining a firearm here in the country in which I currently reside.
Wow. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. We got another question here from KP. He asks,
Okay.
what do you consider your best prep and skill?
Um, Man, I know this gonna sound weird, but I'm having a strong water game, having water. I can do everything else as long as I got some water. And as far as skill, I would think it for well, I know for me, um, I know we have a lot of vegans and vegetarians out here, but being able to just yes, that's right, Penny. It does suck for a Texan. It sure do. I miss them. I miss
Exactly.
'em. uh being willing and able to trap and dispatch, as my sister Urban Gardening Chronicles would say, uh, dispatch whatever live game you can get your hands on.
Yeah.
And that's not something that's easy for everybody, but being able to really know the different parts of whatever kind of animal you pursuing, be it something small, something light, a sheep, a goat, a deer, uh, whatever. You got. I think it would behoove anybody who's a carnivore like myself to know how to break them animals down once you catch them.
Yeah. That's a skill and an art, folks. If you can skin and butcher, yeah. Uh, by the way, we got a couple more questions. Mad Shad is asking, what is the worst pest you have encountered?
Mm, Monkeys. I don't want to call them pests, but they will. Eh, I don't. It's somewhere between. Yeah, I'd probably say some of the monkeys, baboons, and for the most part they leave you alone, but they will come on your property and kind of get what they want to get sometimes, and depending on the area you leave. live in. Uh, what else? I'm even though I hadn't had too many run-ins, it's a lot of it's you could kind of compare it to being down there in Texas. It's a lot of snakes that are really, really lethal. Now, even if you in the backwoods off in them pine trees in East Texas, you might have a cell signal, so you might be able to call somebody. Baby,
Mhm.
when you out over here and you out in the bush and you out in the country over here and you see like a green mamba or something, or you see some of these spiders that it only take one good, all they got to get one good taste of you. Hey, you 20 minutes from the main road before you even get close to thinking about getting close to anybody who can do something or say something. So yeah,
Right,
I think about stuff like that. Yeah.
right. Rip Curl wants to know what is the crime and violence like over there? Are you free to speak openly? He said, I asked because I have friends in South Africa and they have to be careful what they say and do.
Well, Tanzania and South Africa are two very different countries, but they do share some similarities. I think from my experience here, you can pretty much, I mean, everything you say and do come with consequences. Have I ever seen or conversed with anybody who been like, "Shh, don't say that now"? No, for one, I got good sense that so they don't have to tell me to. And
Mhm.
as far as crime, uh, very, very minimal. When I say minimal, minimal, I mean minimal, minimal. Uh, there's a lot of, I don't want to say vigilanteism ain't the right word. I say the people in the community tend to address issues amongst one another before it ever has to go to police or to the court system or anything like that. If you know what I mean.
Right,
Yeah.
right. 340 Tropical Garden Preps. Good evening. Welcome in. Good to see you and everybody, anybody else that came in that I did not get a chance to speak to. The Prepared Irishman. Good to see you, my brother. And by the way, the Prepared Irishman asked a question. Have you considered inverter generator? It's quiet.
That's basically what I have. I do have one. I'm actually waiting for a friend of mine to come back to check mine out because
Mhm.
fuses are good. Nothing burned out that I could smell, and that's not my level. I'm a tinker. I'm a tinkerer, but I'm not an expert at this. So I'm waiting for my man to be available so he can really troubleshoot and diagnose what the problem is because I think it still got some life left in it. But uh, that was 1,000 watt inverter, and now I'm working off of a 500 and it's getting the job done. It's really old school. I mean, there's nothing fancy about it. It
Mhm.
looks archaic, but it's working. And at the end of the day, that's what you really want and what you need is devices that's working. But yeah, I'm that's the way to go with the generator inverter.
Yeah, well, allegedly somebody was talking to me and said something about the fact that if allegedly y'all ever come back to the states, you may be able to be taking something back home with you. I don't know. Allegedly, so
Allegedly,
allegedly,
allegedly.
that's what I heard. Yeah.
Well, allegedly, somebody sure would be happy.
I know that's right, bro. That was good. That was
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir.
So I mean, you guys literally living off grid, on grid, an unstable grid, unstable grid. You got all these things going on that you got to do and think about on a daily basis. Where
Mm-hmm.
people here in the States take it for granted. Now, I've heard you say a couple of times tonight, the y'all's electrical grid is unstable.
Mm-hmm.
Are they doing anything to try to fix it?
Yeah. it's been some recent changes in government here. People, a few position changes to really put a lot of emphasis and focus on making this situation better, as far as and also upgrading some of the older technologies with some newer
Okay.
technologies that can make things more uh, uh, accessible in other rural areas and across different regions. But time gonna tell. Time will tell. But yeah, there are efforts in place to try and make it to rectify this situation. And to the other point you made, I mean, it
Hmm.
really does become a part of your daily life. It's everyday life. You really have to think about uh what kind of productivity you can get out, whatever kind of battery system you got, whatever bank. If you got 4 batteries, 6 batteries, you know what that's going to allow you to do. And you have to be mindful of these kind of things all the time. you know
Right.
where are you going to do this? Are you going to leave the, depending on what your capabilities are you going to leave the refrigerator off for maybe 4 hours or 5 hours, or are you going to leave your router and modem plugged up, or are you going to, if it get to day 2 or day 3 with no power, it's like, okay, well, okay, maybe no TV. We just gonna watch everything on devices because they smaller, they use less energy, and they easier to
Mhm.
charge, and quicker to charge. Stuff like that. Like, these are real life, everyday things that you gotta kind of go through and be prepared for until we build ourselves up to the position where we could just kind of live life like we normal, but we doing it all off of backup.
Right. Exactly. Welcome in, Becky. Good to see you. Hope you are doing very well. And say hey to
Hey,
everybody over
Becky.
there at NS for me. And I owe you a phone call. So I will put that on my to do list. And I'm sure the COO will remind me to call you because she's like that. But anybody have any other questions? Let me check the chat. Yes, we have a question from my man, Paul J. Conroy Sr. is in the building. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. He said, with uncertainty in the center of the country, how are things like that affecting you at the local level?
With uncertainty in the center of the country, like
Yeah, in the
okay,
center of your country, or maybe the
oh,
continent.
okay, oh, maybe center of the continent.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, TLC and J Mia, everybody coming in here. Uh, I mean, politically, where I'm at, things are actually quite stable right now. Now, if he mean the middle of the continent, when we start talking about
Hmm.
things that are happening in Chad and Mali and Burkina
Hmm.
Faso and all of those, uh, it impacts everywhere to a degree, but literally the distance from where I'm at to uh I'm literally right next door to the Congo, right? To the DRC,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
Literally that's yeah, that's a neighboring country, right? I'm
Hmm.
on the east side of it. To the west side of that country, mileage wise, is about the same distance as New York to LA. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
it's really that far. So
Right.
um, there are things that each country pays attention to, but it's not really having a direct impact for us where we are, as far as instability, anything like that.
Got you. So let me ask you another question. How's how do I formulate this? How's the banking industry over there?
Oh man, interesting. So recently, uh, I had an issue with, and I had talked to somebody about it. I can't remember who it was, and they had a similar issue with so um banking is pretty is pretty good right where I'm at. It's pretty stable.
Mhm,
Now there are
mhm.
some other countries that have been having issues with lack of access to funds, so to speak, when we're talking about some of the automated tellers and even some of the activity inside banks. But
Okay.
according to my inquiries and the information I received, my problem was from one of the banks I was attempting to access back in the States now. And I had actually spoken with one very dapper and debonair gentleman over in the great state of Ohio. I had talked to him,
Go
and
Buck.
yes sir, yes sir. And he was telling me about a situation, and then I talked to somebody out on the West Coast back in the States, and they was having a similar situation. And then heard some from somebody in the UK I was talking to.
Yeah.
Bruh, I don't know what's going on with this, but I would if for whoever want to, if you can afford it, man, keep you a couple of dollars at the house somewhere rolled up, stick it somewhere, and just let it be so you got some cash on you if you need some cash. If you know what I'm saying.
Right. And folks, we all talk about, keeping some cash on hand because we never know the day or the hour when the banks will not being able to dispense you your money, your money, not their money, your money.
Yo
Uh,
money. Yo money.
those are the things, yeah, your money. Those are the things we got to keep in mind as well. It is 7:28. And I don't like keeping y'all over an hour, but we're gonna continue this conversation. And go ahead and let it rip, man. Tell the downside, the headaches, the heartaches, the times you wanted to just sit there and say, "What the hell am I doing?"
uh I think overall, man, it's been really, really peaceful. It's been really, really laid back. I mean, it's been we've lived in other countries, so we've had our fair share of adapting to different cultural environments and whatnot. But there have been some days where it's just overwhelming because I am who I am. I'm from where I'm from. As a Texan, you just want to
Mhm.
get out there and get things done. Sometimes you just want to go straight to where you want to go, do what you got to do, and get back to your property or whatever. Sometimes the they call it pule pule, the laid back kind of chill vibe of the culture can be um frustrating, especially in business especially, because it's like, let's just get to it, get to the point, chop chop chop, and that ain't how things go over here.
Right.
You combine that with some of the days where we've we've been without power for extended periods of time, where we've been without again access to running water for days at a time. But it got easier once we got ourselves in a position. Okay, this is just how it's gonna be. Let's go ahead and set ourselves in a good position so we can keep moving and shaking, free of whatever's going on with the grid. And once we did that, life got easier. It got a lot easier. It's literally been times and days where we running off our own stuff, so we didn't know whether power was on or out, on or off. We randomly check, and
Right.
before we got the tank, it was like, oh, the water's back on. It's like, okay, cool, bet. We ain't got to haul buckets or do this no more. But uh,
Right.
other than that, man, on the bright side of it, a really laid back culture, really peaceful, very communal, a lot of reliance on your neighbors, on your neighborhood, people in your immediate area. Um, you very rarely see any homeless people because the whole culture of sharing is such a big deal and looking out for one another. So it's things like that. It's pros and cons, just like anything else, bro.
Right, right, right. So Dan H asks, precious metals, are they available to buy there?
Absolutely, Tanzanite. Tanzanite is one of the biggest precious metals out of Tanzania. Absolutely, as well as diamonds. You do have diamond mine. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Wow,
And
that's
gold.
pretty cool. You can buy
And
Tanzanite
gold.
and gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Mines.
So,
There's several mines here. Yeah.
okay, that's good to know. So, I mean, you can buy them. I mean, I'm assuming all of the, you have to go to a specialty shop, or does everybody sell it?
Mm. Yeah. Well, hold on, I missed that last part. You said everybody's
But
selling it.
so when you want to get precious metals like gold or silver or Tanzanite, where do you have to go to buy it?
A broker. Just go through a broker.
Okay.
They have an area in town that you can go make your inquiry over there.
Right, right, right. Mad
Yeah.
Chad said, I dig that laid back community. I missed that from the beach. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, folks, it ain't for the faint at heart because I've seen a pinch of their struggles and what they have to deal with on a daily basis. And,
Mm-hmm.
the stuff they think about on a daily basis over here in the States, we take that for granted. Um,
Yeah.
so, always uh, understand that there's somebody worse off than you when we have troubles. And by the way, African Dreamin did an amazing live on that topic, folks. If you have not checked out their channel, I dropped the link into the channel, into the chat. Go check him
Oh,
out.
thank you, brother. Thank
Absolutely.
you,
F.
bro.
Pierre, you're more than welcome. F. Pierre says Tanzanite is beautiful.
It is. It's a beautiful mineral. It's a beautiful mineral. I want to say this, man.
Yeah.
This topic, uh, living off grid ain't for the faint of heart. And when you started this, you kind of said something that really, really kind of hit the nail on the head, bro. I think I think it get romanticized not only by some content creators, but it also get romanticized by Hollywood in certain areas. I understand the comfort of knowing you got what you need when you need to have it. It's that reassurance. But man, not having stuff ain't fun. It's just not. Not having access to stuff is not fun. Not
Right.
having conveniences is not fun. And for people we have some friends who we really proud of them, man. They done built their house and they out in another end of a part of rural area, and man, they got
Mhm.
their garden popping, they got the chickens going, they got the everything they need out there handling their business. But it is not easy,
Yeah.
and that's one of the. And I won't even call it a pet peeve, man, but I will say when you see folks seem to make it easier than what it actually is, I don't quite understand that part, but
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
just me.
Right. I'm with you. And and I can understand and sympathize with you. I mean, we're not 100% off the grid out where I'm at, but we're out in the
Mm-hmm.
country. I got to do stuff that the normal folks don't, and not normal, but somebody that lives in the suburbs. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's you wake up in the morning. Okay, what I got to do today? I've been cutting wood
Right.
since June, and I'm still cutting wood,
Mm-hmm.
which is okay.
Right.
But you know, I will have wood, and because the COO loves to for the wood burning stove in the basement to be going 24/7. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. But
There you go.
folks, if you have a homestead or you live off grid, semi off grid, you know exactly um, what African Dreaming's talking about. And Dan said, do African squirrels taste the same as Texas squirrels?
Man, it's first off, I heard they got them. I think I done seen one squirrel since I've been over here. It's so much stuff over here that will eat a squirrel before I could ever get to it. You barely see them. You barely see them, bro. Everything got a predator. Somebody is somebody prey and somebody predator over here.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Have you guys had to deal with hyenas?
Not in a bad way. No, not in a bad way. Or as far as an invasive way, there are certain communities out here who are so adapt to the environment. You will see them like just caring about their business, and it's a pack of hyenas over there, man. I mean, they just really know. It's amazing. It's it's amazing. And for people who don't know how big a hyena actually is in real life, if it's like it's a weird looking animal the way it's sloped down at the back with them little bitty
Mm-hmm.
legs and this
Mm-hmm.
small head, but the massiveness of their shoulders and the neck of a Clydesdale. It's just a weird looking vicious little animal, man. And they huge.
Yeah,
Absolutely huge.
yeah. Urban Gardening Chronicles is asking how is the healthcare system over there?
Not bad. Affordable, affordable. Uh, we've both been to the doctors since we've been over here. Everything from like checkups to tests for this or for that to just going to get certain other treatments done and affordable. And without going too far into it, I would say, just for an example, a series of services that would legit be about 15K in the States, uh, less than 100 US. Less
Wow.
than two. I said less than 200 US. So, uh, yeah, very different.
Wow.
Now, is it advanced? You got to go to bigger cities for some of the more advanced stuff. You got to go into the town.
Mm.
You're not gonna get that in the smaller villages. But is it available and is it affordable? Absolutely. It's not advanced.
Mm.
That's why I said that Rip Curl was asking, is it advanced?
Yeah.
No, not everywhere. Not everywhere. If you think you finna be out in the bush, you're not finna get an MRI. You know what I'm saying? 50 people and get an MRI. But if you go into the city, absolutely.
Right. 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 That's cool. That's cool. Any other questions, folks, for myself or African Dreaming or myself? I'm going to end the Q&A. And if not any questions, it is 7:40. Bruh, I appreciate you. I want to say thank you for staying up late. And please tell April I said thank you because,
Always.
yeah, just because I like April.
Always.
But any other questions, folks, for either one of
For
us
sure.
tonight
For
before we
sure.
let you amazing people go? And before we go, African Dreaming, I'm going to give you the last words and close this out. If
Okay.
he didn't freeze.
Yeah, my
Okay.
internet getting a little drink.
Yep.
My bad. Can you hear me, bro?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead and close this out.
Okay. I just want to say thank you, Vision Preparedness, for having me, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you as always for allowing me to be a part of these conversations that you having, these amazing conversations you having. Um, y'all make sure y'all catch Vision Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings. He usually there every now and again. He might, get in his old man mode and tip off and don't show up. But most of the time, 99% of the time, He there. So I'm is good company makes for good people. You want to see somebody character, man, look at who they surround themselves with, in my opinion. And I'm blessed and fortunate to have linked up with some really good honest people like this young man right here. And thank y'all for, I saw a couple people said they came over to check us out. If you want to give African Dreamin' a shot, give it a try. At least come over, check out an episode or two. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. No harm, no foul. I'm gonna love you anyway, and we're gonna keep it pushing. And y'all practice your preps. Take this seriously if you want to, or not, because I don't get in grown folk business. But it is better to need and not have than have and not need. If you're getting into prepping, don't be discouraged. If you're getting into preparedness, don't be discouraged. Take your time with it, because it's not for the faint of heart. Unless you really got your mind made up, don't jump yourself out there in the middle of the woods and think you finna Grizzly Adams it like and just rough it, baby, because you gonna run into some things you could never anticipate you were gonna have to deal with. The like, hygiene. Go back to watch Vision of the Live the other day, talking about. Think about all of it now. Think about all of it before you just jump out there on the limb and say, "Hey, yeah, I'm here. We go." With that being said, I'm done. Thank you, Vision, for having me. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. That's it.
Absolutely. And folks, I want to thank everybody for stopping and spending the time with me and my man, Afrikan Dreamin. And remember this, folks, keep prepping, because your families depend on you and it depends on your life. This is Vision Preparedness. God bless everybody. And we will see you in the next video. Have a safe night. Have an amazing week, folks. We'll see you soon. The time is now.